Humans and mankind alike.
Cage, I don't agree with them.
You don't agree with them?
No.
No, it's quite a shame.
I love science, but he's still going. He's still going.
Yep. So the summon illusion contains at least 50% of your user's actual stats. Next skill is the Helix Beam.
Okay.
So see if you know something about this Helix Beam. So he actually chooses a target, and as you can see, that target turns into a duplicate. So what happens is, so you have that.
It's mutant DNA.
Mm-hmm. Next is the third skill, which is the Genetic Showcase. He summons up in the air. Take a look at that attack one more time. Floats in the air, does an energy attack. And as you can see, if you real closely, it looks also looks like a helix type of DNA strand attacking enemies. He loves this dude. Loves DNA. He loves his experiments.
It's all about DNA.
Mm-hmm. So this actually does also mind damage. Also, a lot of his attacks are mind damage type of attack.
Mm-hmm.
So this attack serves as a buff. Also, the more summons you currently have on the field, actually more HP you actually gain as well. Super cool. Next is the fourth skill. Yeah, look at that bloom, that blast. This is referred to as gene therapy. So when you think of gene therapy, that's not it. That's not
what my healthcare provider said I would be doing.
No. If you notice that attack, which I just noticed as well, it actually drags in or binds enemies in, groups them together, and then blasts them with a good blast of mind damage.
That's not what I signed up for.
No, it's not what many people signed up for. Well, generally when Mr. Sinister is involved, not a lot of people volunteer, so he kind of drafts you into his bidding. So that attack's going to go on for a while. We're currently at what, 800, and that attack's going to keep going.
Well, I mean, these numbers could change.
That is true. A lot of people, this is the test build. Keep in mind. So some of the stat
estimate.
numbers may be different. Next is his fifth and final skill, which is the Sinister Clone. So you can see he summons another clone in. Enemies are brought together, and there you go. This attack will actually decrease your enemy's defense, while also, again, dealing mind damage. And of course, thanks to the devs, we were actually given very helpful tips for skill rotations. So we're going to go ahead and test it out, starting with the Helix Beam for his second skill, followed by the Sinister Greeting, followed by the Genetic Showcase, Sinister Clone, and then finally Gene Therapy.
This doesn't seem like science.
Now, well, to each their own. But the developers actually gave us another special note regarding Mr. Sinister. They said that actually if you add Weapon Hex to as an additional member on his team, you'll get more summons will actually be created. So when you use the first skill, when you use the Sinister Greeting, I guess an additional clone will actually be added to the field. And of course, the more clones that are on the field, the more damage you will actually be doing. And that is Mr. Sinister.
Awesome. Now I want to remind people, I've seen some comments pop up. Mystique does what Mystique wants, right? So Mystique has her own agenda. And she loves the people she loves. She's very loyal, but she's mostly loyal to Mystique.
She jumps in the air,
jumps up,
fires her pistol, does some bleed damage there.
Or maybe that's just the way we're perceiving her.
Yep. Next is the Wrathful Windmill, which is my personal favorite. The reason being because she's a breakdancing professional.
No, that's not part of her official Marvel history.
That's not? Oh, okay.
Absolutely not.
That's just what I call it.
Do I think she's capable? Yes. Is it breakdancing? No.
Yes. Well, this is a breakdance of death, essentially. As you can see, she goes goes on the floor and then hits enemies several times in the face using her feet.
Yes.
Yes. Next, the third skill. So here's something interesting about her third skill. This skill is referred to as the mimicry. So developers, this is a personal favorite skill of theirs that they had fun creating. So I'm going to go ahead and activate this skill, and you notice she doesn't really do anything. She just kind of stands there and just waves her fingers. Take a look at that one more time.
Right.
So what happens when I actually turn on the AI? So they're going to go ahead and blast. I'm going to try mimicry again. And what happens? She actually turns into the enemy. So when she turns into the enemy, her enemy actually will be confused, and that leads to them to come towards you, and then she opens up with grenades. So let's go ahead and check it one more time. She's shot. Enemies are lured into the confusion. I see. And if you notice, like little blocks like C4 or explosives are put around them, which causes some burn damage.
Oh, cool. That would be confusing.
Yep, I would be confused.
That is apt.
Imagine you slap somebody and all of a sudden they just turn straight into you.
Well,
that'd be very
something's wrong.
Yeah, something certainly is wrong. So let's take a look.
I have to go to the hospital now.
So we're going to take a look at her fourth skill. The fourth skill is referred to as the perfect copy. Why is it the perfect copy? Let's find out.
She's not a copy of them. Well,
That's actually pretty. Yeah, I did like that attack. Let's take a look at that attack one more time.
Is that
You
Angel?
see
It's
she opens
Angel.
up, turning into Angel, turns into Wolverine, does some slashing, and then reverts back to her original form.
And she's like,
her beautiful
psych,
original form.
it's me.
That's right. Next is her fifth skill. The fifth skill is referred to as the familiar slash. Take a look at that attack. So you can see she actually turns into Psylocke and then does some big damage. Take a look at the attack one more time.
I like Psylocke.
That's nice. So what's interesting about Mystique also is that she might not have been given a TP, but she was given an awakening skill. So again, for those of you who don't know how awakening skills work, awakening skills require you to acquire awakening crystals, and those crystals can be acquired through the world boss. So we're going to take a look at her sixth skill for those of you that actually achieve it.
Whoa. Hey! Is that...
That's right, there's some special guests
Is
in
that
this
her
attack.
old Sunny Boy? Okay, so we see Nightcrawler.
Ooh, that's
Magneto. Making a
That's
sphere.
a lot of damage.
Putting that sphere into a cube.
Take a look at that attack one more time. As you mentioned, yeah, she actually takes Nightcrawler, helps drag her across the field, doing some knife damage. Throws her up in the air, and you see Magneto making a special guest appearance.
Neat.
And then end with having a whole bunch of, like, basically a junkyard just landing on top of you.
It's good to have friends.
So, and that does it for Mystique.